I'm Tasha. I study at Birmingham City University. I'm doing textile design and I specialise in print, and I'm just going into my third year of studying now. Putting a portfolio together can be quite tricky sometimes to narrow down the work that you have, but I think it's also really important to show you as a person and what your style is, but it's not necessarily important that you haven't done textiles before if you're applying for that degree. It's important to show your design skills and that you're passionate about drawing and creating compositions, so a lot of my portfolio had mixed media work in it.
So a portfolio is a way of demonstrating the breadth of interest and excitement that the student has, as well as the experience that they've had, but also to show a sort of a unique identity and how that person relates to art and design and their interest specifically within fashion and textiles. We'd like to see right from the beginning what excites you, because then we can be excited and have a conversation about that. Within a portfolio, we'd want to see some drawing, some visual research. How do ideas develop from your mind? Things like design projects, we wouldn't need to see all of your design projects, but some of them that show the entire story, from research, design development and sampling, material testing, right through to final conclusions. How have you concluded? Have you sustained your study to demonstrate an entire project? We'd like to see some final projects, so maybe some visualisations, for example, that you may not have taken through to garments or end products, and photographs of final products if they're too big to bring with you. Sketchbooks, we'd really like to see sketchbooks because they show the inner workings of your design mind, but don't bring too many. Make sure you bring 2 or 3 varied project sketchbooks that support the project that is in your portfolio. That would be a really great start.
I chose a variety of pieces so that they weren't all just the same, and I could show that I had different skills. I could fulfil a variety of briefs. I had a lot of coffee work. We seemed to stain a lot of things with coffee during my A-levels. I did have a few textiles pieces in there as well, and a lot of drawing with graphite. So yeah, I just tried to show a real variety of work that I could do in the hope that that would showcase me fulfilling different briefs.
Portfolio in terms of craft skills and practical skills is also really important. How have you designed the pages that you're going to be showing to us? Have you taken care? Have you cut things cleanly, glued things neatly, trimmed edges? Take pride in your work. We'd like to see that you're engaged in making sure that things can be as great as possible to represent you and your commitment to your own work. That's a really key thing within the industry to recognise early on. The most important thing is that you feel proud about it. If your teachers are telling you to put something in and you really don't feel proud about it, I would suggest leave it out, because we're having the conversation with you and not your school. You may not necessarily talk about every page, but do make sure there's several pieces that you really want to discuss and explain in order for the staff to have an idea of how you think and how you work. So for example, the first piece, make that something you're really proud of and that you've got something to start with. Be excited about it. That's what would help us to understand a bit more about you. It's natural to feel slightly concerned about a portfolio review because you'll be talking about your work and planning your ambitions, but I urge you not to feel worried about it. It's not in our interest to be scary. It's not in our interest to make this a daunting process. It's constructive for both of us. We want to get to know you and you to have the opportunity to get to know us a little bit and ask us questions about your future and what we will do to help you with that.
I think getting a portfolio together is really important, not just for applying for university, but it's a great skill to learn how to narrow down your work and pick out your best pieces, but it's also really good to learn how to speak to industry professionals and potential employers in the future. It's great to get feedback on your work. Nobody's going to be horrible to you, it's all constructive criticism, and it's great for helping to improve where you want to be in the future.